What's up, everybody? Justin here, back with a new fantasy booking of the NWO in the WWF. This is part 5 of my fantasy booking of the NWO in the WWF in 2002. So here we go. Part 5 starts off with the Monday Night Raw, as I just dropped the paper that I have all the booking on, all my ideas on. Anyways, part 5 starts off with the Monday Night Raw after Unforgiven 2002, where Brock Lesnar became the champ and left the NWO. So Paul Heyman Paul Heyman has a promo in the ring and says, "Here is your new WWE champion." Out comes Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman left the NWO because he's Brock's manager. He went with the Beast. He went with Brock because he's a champ now. So Brock Lesnar comes out, gets a big pop, big baby face reaction because he's a new champion and he left the NWO. Out comes Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hollywood Hogan, Six-Pac. They attack Brock. They get to Paul Heyman. Kevin Nash power bombs Paul Heyman through one of the announce tables. So Heyman power bombed, jackknifed, power bombed through one of the announce tables. Kevin Nash takes Brock over the end of the stage, picks him up, jackknife powers Brock off the Raw stage like through some wooden boards on the stage, or at the bottom of the stage. So that ends a Raw after Unforgiven. Now let's go to the No Mercy 2002 pay-per-view. Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship, because by then at No Mercy in 2002 they were already called WWE, so I'll just say WWE. Even though this show's called Fantasy Booking of NWO and WWF. So No Mercy 2002, the main event. Before the main event, we have the Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Six-Pac was the Cruiserweight Champion at the time. Or at least I think he still was after SummerSlam. So Six-Pac defending the Cruiserweight title against Tajiri. Tajiri wins, is your new Cruiserweight Champion. So Six-Pac does not have a good night for the NWO at No Mercy. Now the main event. Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Championship against Kevin Nash in a street fight. They have a good match, a lot of brawling, a lot of outside action, a lot of chairs used. Brock Lesnar wins, defeats Kevin Nash in the main event of No Mercy 2002. Now let's go to Raw after No Mercy. So Raw after No Mercy, the main event is Brock Lesnar defending the WWE Undisputed Championship on the Raw after No Mercy. Brock defending against Hollywood Hogan. Paul Heyman at ringside. During this, Paul Heyman turns on Brock. Lesnar turns on Brock. Rejoins the NWO. Paul Heyman rejoins the NWO. And Bischoff comes out at ringside, and Paul Heyman and Bischoff hug. They actually hug. Two guys that hated each other in the early 90s. Because Heyman ran WCW and Heyman ran ECW and Bischoff ran WCW. So then, after Heyman and Bischoff hug at ringside, the match is still going on. And after Heyman turned on Brock during the match, Hollywood Hogan wins. He wins Forgot to mention Hollywood Hogan wins the Undisputed Championship because of Paul Heyman screwing Brock, rejoining the NWO. Bischoff and Heyman hug. Out comes Six, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Hollywood Hogan all are celebrating in the ring. But then, Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hits. He gets a huge pop. And then he's just standing on the stage, like looking pissed off, like he wants to go after the NWO and run into the ring, but he's just standing on top of the stage. And like 3 seconds later, after Stone Cold's music stops, 3 seconds later, The Rock's music hits. He comes out, stands by the side of Stone Cold. 3 seconds later, The Undertaker's music hits. He's standing by the side of The Rock and Stone Cold. So right there, you got Team WWF. That is a dream team. The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, looking at the NWO, celebrating with the Undisputed title. So now let's go to the third week in November, Monday Night Raw, the third week of November, right before Survivor Series. The Raw before Survivor Series 2002. Where we have the main event is Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Six-Pac with Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman at ringside against Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, and The Undertaker's the main event before Survivor Series 6-man tag. With help, Bischoff, Heyman at ringside, but with help from Hollywood Hogan. He comes out, helps the NWO, Hall, Nash, Six win, and in the main event of Raw before Survivor Series. Now let's go to Survivor Series. Survivor Series. The main event is Team NWO against Team WWF. Team WWF is Stone Cold, or I guess I should say Team WWE, because they're WWE by November 2002. So Team WWE, The Rock, The Undertaker, and Stone Cold Steve Austin against the NWO's Hollywood Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, inside the Elimination Chamber, the debut of the Elimination Chamber, NWO against Team WWE. And, of course, Elimination Chamber had 4 pods, and 2 guys start. So that's 6 guys right there. And Team WWE has 3, NWO has 3 guys. So that's 6 guys inside Elimination Chamber. Eric Bischoff's at ringside for the NWO. Vince McMahon comes out. He's in the corner of Team WWE. So up first, it starts off with Scott Hall and Stone Cold Steve Austin start off the Elimination Chamber. Everybody else is locked in the pods. So, right away, Scott Hall gets stunned and pinned 1, 2, 3. Scott Hall is eliminated for Team NWO. And then before Kevin Nash, after Scott Hall is eliminated, Kevin Nash comes into the chamber to take on Stone Cold, and then The Rock eventually comes in also. Eric Bischoff through the not cage, but through the Elimination Chamber, the steel chains. Bischoff spray paints Stone Cold in the face, blinding him. So then, Stone Cold's blinded inside the chamber. He can't see. Kevin Nash, jackknife power bombs. Jackknife power bombs Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Stone Cold is eliminated by Kevin Nash because Bischoff spray painted him in the eyes. So out next, it's down to 1-on-1 between Kevin Nash and The Rock, and then out comes. And by the way, The Rock and Kevin Nash are both busted open at this time. They're both bleeding. Then out comes Hollywood Hogan. Hollywood Hogan comes out. Bischoff somehow gets himself in the cage and starts doing martial arts kicks to The Rock and kicking him when he's down. Vince McMahon does not like that. He throws the door open and Vince gets inside the chamber. Vince McMahon spears Eric Bischoff and takes him out of the chamber. And just takes out Bischoff. And Vince goes to the outside to watch the rest of the match. So Hollywood Hogan and Kevin Nash are still in with The Rock double teaming them. In comes The Undertaker. So we're down to 4. The Rock and The Undertaker against Hogan and Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash gets tombstoned. Kevin Nash is eliminated from the Elimination Chamber. Then Undertaker, Bischoff wakes up and throws Hogan a hammer. Hogan picks up the hammer, hits The Undertaker with the hammer. Taker is gone. Eliminated. Then it's down to The Rock and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. The Rock hits a people's elbow on Hollywood Hogan for the 1-2-3. Team WWE wins. The Rock wins it for Team WWE against the NWO in the Elimination Chamber at Survivor Series 2002. Now let's go to just checking if I don't need this page. So yeah, I'm done with that. So now let's go to the Monday Night Raw. Let's go to, not the Raw after Survivor Series. Let's go to Armageddon, the final pay-per-view of 2002 WWE Armageddon, where Brock Lesnar is defending the WWE Undisputed Championship. Brock Lesnar is defending against Kevin Nash and Scott Hall in a handicap match. And Brock Lesnar wins. He wins a handicap match, retains the WWE Undisputed Championship in another match at Armageddon, where we have Bischoff, Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman, and Syxx taking on, in a handicap match, Vince McMahon and The Rock. Vince McMahon and The Rock win, defeat Syxx, Bischoff, and Heyman. I kind of wanted to book, for the Undisputed title match at Armageddon, I kind of wanted to book Hogan, Hall, and Nash against Brock in a 3-on-1 handicap, but I have Hogan. What am I saying? Brock was not defending the Undisputed title because Brock lost to Hogan. I apologize. I was confused. So Brock just defeats Hall and Nash in a handicap match. It was not for the Undisputed title because Hollywood Hulk Hogan is my Undisputed champion and defending it at Armageddon. But still, I wanted to book Hogan, Hall, and Nash against Brock. But I did not because I have Hogan defending the title already and I didn't want to book them in 2 matches at one pay-per-view. Also, I did want to book Stone Cold and The Rock instead of Vince and The Rock at Armageddon, but I did not because the main event is for the Undisputed Championship. Hollywood Hulk Hogan taking on and defending against Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Undisputed title at Armageddon 2002. Hollywood Hogan, Stone Cold for the Undisputed title. Stone Cold wins, becomes the Undisputed champion. Gets a huge pop, huge reaction after winning. So now let's go to the Monday Night Raw. The Monday Night Raw after Armageddon. After Armageddon, you have Hall and Nash, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, defending the tag team titles because they're still the tag champs. Hall and Nash defending against The Undertaker and Kane, the Brothers of Destruction. Hall and Nash lose. The Brothers of Destruction win the tag team titles after Armageddon on Raw. Now let's go to the final segment of Monday Night Raw after Armageddon. Vince McMahon and the WWE roster are celebrating. They're celebrating because Stone Cold is WWE champion and the title's off Hollywood and the NWO. So Vince says, Stone Cold, come out here. You saved the WWE. You got the title back for us. Stone Cold comes out. And the roster's in the ring behind Vince. Vince and Stone Cold are face to face. Vince says, I just want to say, he's on the mic. I don't know why I'm holding on him. It's an invisible mic, but whatever. Vince says, Stone Cold, I just want to say, we have a long history together. Let's put the past behind us. I just want to say thank you and want to shake Stone Cold's hand for winning the title back. And Stone Cold shakes his hand. Then he rips his Stone Cold shirt off. He rips it off under the Stone Cold shirt. He has an NWO shirt on. Stone Cold Stunners Vince McMahon in the middle of the ring. The rest of the roster is shocked. They don't know what to do. They don't want to attack Stone Cold. They're just in shock that he has an NWO shirt on. Stone Cold Stunners Vince has an NWO shirt on. What does that mean? That means he's the new leader of the NWO. And that ends Monday Night Raw after Armageddon. And it also ends my fantasy booking for the NWO and the WWF in 2002. Hope you enjoyed it. This was part 5. Check out my other 4 parts I did of fantasy booking the NWO for life, too sweet, in the WWF. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. I love fantasy booking. Someday I hope maybe I could be a booker in a company and get hired. Bye for now.